Let's create animated subtitles like this with an AI workflow in Adobe Premiere. We will also create some presets that will help you for your bulk editing sessions. Let's go. For this workflow, I recommend you to switch to the workspace, captions and graphics. Over here in text, you can start transcribing your videos. Just press transcribe. It will automatically detect the language, and here it is. Let's create animated subtitles like this with an AI workflow. Now in here, it's pretty easy to do some adjustments. For example, this was one word that I would like to adjust like this. Now once our text sounds perfect, we can click on this filter icon, and this will open up different options. We can choose text, filler words, pauses. So we could filter for pauses, for example. You can see it here, which just represents this long pause over here. And we can just delete it and then choose if we want extract or lift it. I go for extract and we just press delete. And look at that, we automatically deleted all the pauses from our video. So that's what saves me so much time on every edit. One important setting for this is if we go to search settings, and then in the transcript view, we can also define how long these pauses should minimum be. So if you want to have longer breaks or longer pauses available in your transcript and in your video, then you can adjust it right here. I just like it like that, and we are ready to create captions just by pressing this button. Usually this will be hidden, so you can open up the captioning preferences. I just like to keep the format and style like this. We can create some presets later on, but what's important to me is to decrease the maximum length in characters, so our subtitles aren't too long. Also, what I like to do is to decrease the minimum duration in seconds. Because for me it's fine if a subtitle, for example, is 1.5 seconds long, and then the next subtitle, and then the next subtitle. So it's more fast-paced. And of course, I would like to rather have single lines, and then we can just create captions. And now this was pretty fast again. You can see all your captions here or on a newly created subtitle layer. Let's create animated subtitles like this with an AI workflow in Adobe Premiere. Great. So we definitely want to adjust the design. First of all, I want to show a feature that can be so helpful if you want to create videos for different languages. You can just press translate and then choose one or more target languages. So I want to try this with German and maybe even French. The style, we'll keep it like that. And we can again choose a similar setting, single and translate. Now you can see, oh, it's already finished. All right. So there are 2 new subtitle layers and you can activate them separately. So for example, this is the German one. Let's create animated subtitles like this with an AI workflow in Adobe Premiere. Yo, that's perfectly translated. Sick. Now let's still go for the original English subtitles. Now the next step is to actually animate the subtitles. But if we go to effect controls, you see, there are not too many options. So what we're going to do first is we're going to design our text. So we select all our subtitles and go here and, for example, choose a different font like Montserrat. And we can also say that everything should be in caps lock, like in uppercase, and we can reposition our subtitles more to the top. That's already an upgrade. I would like to have them a bit bigger. Now you see, this design has automatically been adjusted to all the subtitles. Now, this is where the style comes in. We can just create a new style, create style. I just name it tutorial. You can save it to this project or to your local styles, which will allow you to reuse this style in your future projects. We just press OK, and here it is, called tutorial. Now, again, quick tip, if you transcript and create captions, you're now able to choose your style right here, which is super convenient. Now, let's animate them. So to do that, we have to transform the subtitles into real text layers. Let's just select them and go to graphics and titles, upgrade caption to graphic. And now it seems like they are gone, but they are not gone. They are just hiding up here in V6. And now we actually have text layers where we can apply transitions, animations and effects too. So now let's create a preset that we can use on any future project. For that, we'll go to Effects and we're looking for transform. This one right here. Double click, and within the effect controls, we can now animate position, scale, and opacity. So first thing I want to do is start the position from a bit above, not too much. Maybe minus 80 pixels like this, 1000. And then we go just 3 steps further and reset the position. So let's create it already goes down. Now the opacity from 0 to maybe already at the second frame to 100. And then I also want to add some blur, for example, the Gaussian blur. We will set it from around 50 to 0 right here. Now we still have to do something. On this keyframe, I want to ease out, and on this one, I want to ease in. Same here, ease out and ease in. And for the position, we can just do a right click, say temporal interpolation, and let's just go for ease in here as well. Now it looks smoother. Did you see that? But I also want to add some motion blur to make it more realistic. This is one of the most important parts. So we uncheck this box and go to shutter angle 180, or actually let's even go to 360. So we get lots of motion blur in here. We can now adjust the length of the transition, the animation, and make it even more smooth. So here's a special trick for the easing. We can just open up this, increase this window right here, and then actually I would go here for ease out. So we have a better curve, adjust it like this, and then you see, it's fast, and then the speed increases and slows down a lot. Now, what if we still want to adjust the font and everything? We can just choose this, and yeah, I don't like the font right now, so we have to adjust it. Maybe no shadows, or the shadows, they have to be like way bigger and smoother, like this. Still less intense. And another trick, which only works on one text, is to change the blend mode to difference. This will give us this trendy look, and we can then just copy the opacity and paste it on all the other clips. And it will look like this. The next step is to save this as a preset so we can reuse it every time. So we choose this, press Command, text, and the opacity. Right click, save preset, tutorial, captions in. Captions in means this is the in animation. And what's important, we have to anchor it to the in point. So it starts every time at the beginning of our text. Now the first animation looks good, but we still want to have an animation when the text disappears. So what we're going to do is quite the opposite. We have to animate the Gaussian blur and the transformation again. So first of all, we set a keyframe at all the points. We make this a bit longer. Then let's make the animation a bit shorter on these two parts. And then we can double click the effect controls to have a really precise overview. And this is where we want to add some blurriness again. So 50, we want the position to go down, maybe same level, so it's 160, and the opacity at 0. So what we have to do is, again, to check the curves. Look pretty good as well, but here we have to right click and ease in. So we have this curve again. And we want to make it slow, but get faster. Now let's have a look.
Let's create animate. Let's create animate.
You see that?
Let's create animate.
Let's create animated sub.
Let's create animate.
That's already so much cooler. And now what we're going to do is we delete the first two keyframes because we only need the out animation. You know what I'm saying? We just need this. So next we're going to close all of this again and select it, right click, save preset, and rename it tutorial captions out. And in this one, we're going to anchor to the out point. So it really always is at the end of the text. Now let's try if that worked, because you see, if I switch to animated, there's nothing. Because of course we have to apply it. Let's have a look for it. Tutorial.
Animated.
That's beautiful. And now captions out, we also put it on here.
Animated sub.
And it works. Now all we have to do is select all our subtitles, put captions in and captions out on it. And now have a look.
Let's create animated subtitles like this with an AI workflow in Adobe Premiere.
And now let's take it to the next level by having multiple lines sometimes. So I move this one layer up, I move this 2 layers up, make them all the same length. Now the problem is this won't work again, because you see...
Let's create animated subtitles.
Okay, now the first thing we have to do is to go to a point where we see all the 3 subtitles, and we can just adjust the vector motion. So for example, let's create, I want to have it more like this and to the left. The word animated, I want to have it, it's already gone of course, but let's go here. Animated, I want to have it here. And now subtitles, I want to have them below animated, but this word is gone because it's already animated out. So what we're going to do is we select all of these and we have to remove our animation again. So we go to remove attributes and we want to remove the opacity, but no, we can leave it. We just want to remove the transform and Gaussian blur. Bam. So we see all of it again. Now I can adjust the position of subtitles. We can make one word bigger. So subtitles, for example, so you see that this will work as well. Subtitle, we have to go to this text and we adjust the font size. Now again, let's put them down. And now
let's create animated subtitles.
Looks okay, right? But let's also adjust the ending like this. You will see why in a second, because now we move in and out. Look at that.
Let's create animated subtitles like this with an animated subtitle like this. Let's create animated subtitles like this.
And now the fun thing is you can play around so much. For example, have a look at one of the new effects in Premiere. By the way, I made a full video about this, so check it out up here. RGB split. Let's, for example, just put it on Let's Create. Look at that, that's already pretty cool. We can use the Surprise Me button to get some different style inspiration. That looked crazy. So let's just reset it. Now we've created presets for your style and for your animations. And now it's your turn to play around with these effects. Let me know in the comments which effect you really like on subtitles and if this AI workflow is helpful to you. I really enjoy it and thank you Adobe for being my partner in this workflow. And now, happy editing.